5 games.
You know, Kevin, there's something about the road that
Minnesota in the lead.
And last season, really a tale of two halves for the Wolves. When Ricky Rubio returned from injury, they just looked so much more in sync as a team.
On the court for Sacramento. Freak, he's in at shooting guard. Caspi is out there with Cauley Stein. Then it's McLemore, and it's Rondo in at the 1. And Caspi kicks to Freak. To the left side wing. McLemore, the pass to Freak. 5 to shoot. The Kings need to get off a shot here. Here's Rondo. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Well, the Wolves improved just very slightly last year in terms of wins, Clark. The quality of play on the floor, though, was visible.
Yeah, and you know, the team's point differential was a lot better with Rubio in the lineup. They did have some big wins over quality teams, and Rubio's impact was certainly noticeable.
And last season, an injury-filled one for Nikola Pekovic, played only 31 games before he was sidelined. Clark with an Achilles injury.
Yeah, and you know, he wasn't even playing quite up to par before the injury, Kevin. After shooting well over 50% in each of his first 4 seasons, he dropped to under 43% last year.
Shots good by McLemore.
Well, I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
Levine kicks to Pekovic. Poked away. And the Kings pushing it up now. Here's Rondo. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And on the subject of Pekovic, last season was another difficult step back for him physically. At some point, one wonders if his whole career becomes in jeopardy. It just takes so much effort to keep coming back.
And guys, I for one can relate to what Pekovic is going through. I mean, it's not easy as a big man to get those injuries to your legs. I mean, you're carrying a lot of weight and force around. I mean, let's hope Nikola finds a little more luck going forward as far as the injuries.
And guys, for Nikola Pekovic, NBA scouts said he needed work on his shot coming in, yet he's money from mid-range at times, especially at the charity stripe. One of the best free throw shooting bigs we have in our league.
That one is no good. Kings have gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. McLemore dishes to Rondo. And a wide open look for Freak. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. And back to Pekovic at the free throw line. Clark, he has consistently been around 75% for his career.
And Kevin, last season he got that number up to 84%. And he also gives you really good effort in the paint on both ends of the floor.
Off the screen. And it's Freak missing.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Here's Pekovic. It's tipped. And here we go. Fast break. McLemore's got it. And it's Freak missing.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Timberwolves lead by 4. And the second quarter about to get started. Will be. And here's Freak on his experience as a one-and-done college player.
It was definitely a hard decision. I had to sit down with my family and weigh the options and really take the time to figure out what's best for me. It was tough. I mean, I loved my team, my coaches, and just the whole college experience, you know. But on the other hand, there's always a risk of injury, you know. I just felt like I was ready to take my game to the next level, so why wait? And I think it turned out for the best. No regrets.
Now with more and more freshmen, Clark, making the jump to the pros, we can expect to hear more stories like this, I'm sure.
Well, without question, Kevin, that's the case in the landscape that we find ourselves in. But, you know, there's something to be said for developing all 4 years in college.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Here's Miller. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Gorgie Dang is out there with Tayshaun Prince. Then it's Miller, then there's Pekovic, and it's Levine in at the 2-guard spot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Pekovic inside, got a piece of it, and so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here.
Still Timberwolves ball.
Here's Miller. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Miller's got his first bucket in this one. Well, the main problem last year for the Kings, Greg, their defense. Just couldn't slow teams down on their end of the court, and it cost them.
Yeah, listen, a lot of it had to do with the defensive problems overall. They were pretty much in the bottom 10 of every major defensive category and dead last in blocks as well.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Rockets got the job done. He ended with 11 points, and there weren't too many shots that didn't fall for him. Really efficient night from the field. A bit of a surprise attack for him, as he is usually just regarded as a role player on his team.
And Doris, thank you so much. He couldn't have been much better in that game, could he, GM?
Not at all. He was great. I mean, that's for sure. If he wasn't at his best, he was awfully close.
Guys, he came to compete and win. Let's hope he's got that same attitude, that same energy, that same swag here tonight. And you said it. I mean, the Kings had a tough time on defense. They also gave up the most fast break points in the league. I mean, they had a tough time getting back and defending in transition.
And it's Miller penetrating. It's deflected, and so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. There's 38 seconds left in the first half of the game. Clock at 4. Here's Levine. No good on the 3.
And the Kings were last in fast break points allowed. As you mentioned, what is odd was that there were rumors last season that the front office wanted to try out cherry picking on purpose. Pretty sure that's one of the worst ideas to try out in the NBA.
It's tipped and stolen by Prince. And now the Timberwolves on the break. And the jam by Levine.
How about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Minnesota on top. They lead by a bucket. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Ricky, what does it say about this?
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. You have to like what we're seeing from Darren Collison.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
And, Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he adds a lot more to his totals after the break.
It's a completely new group on the floor for the Kings. Timberwolves leading by 17. On the court right now for the Kings. Freak in at shooting guard. Cauley Stein is out there with Caspi. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's McLemore in at the small forward spot. Another miss by Minnesota. Looking at Minnesota, they took the win in their last game against New York.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
That one goes. Count it. And it's 7 points for Nikola Pekovic.
Andre Miller, one of the best dime droppers around.
And Andre Miller, what a virtuoso floor general he has been. By far the career leader in assists among active players. Over 1,000 more assists than the next guy on the list, which is Chris Paul.
That's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession.
Rudy Gay's checked in for Sacramento. Freak kicks to Gay. To the middle, here's Freak. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Freak's got his first points in this one.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
And here's Miller. There's the pick. Chang, the pass to Miller. 5 on the clock. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Prince, that's for 2. And that one comes up a bit short.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Here's Freak. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Come on now, let's go.
Freak's got his second bucket.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Zhang with a screen on Rondo. To the paint. And Dang gets it to go. And the Timberwolves lead by 19.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Rondo dishes to Freak. At the top of the key, Gay. And the Kings check on 2 more.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire.
Substitution on the court.
And the Timberwolves with possession here. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Anthony Towns and Pekovic are up front. Ricky Rubio is out there with Andrew Wiggins. And it's Zhang in at the small forward. So that's the Timberwolves 5. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
Well, you know, it makes a big difference. I mean, you never felt like they had any doubt that they'd come out on top.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?